All right, Brewer, what are we tying?
All right, so today we are tying one of my favorites, a pink beaded, sexy CDC Waltz. So I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it is a light pink metallic bead in the vise right now on a size 14 jig hook. I always like my flies to be heavy, so I'm just going to take some lead wire and do just 4 or 5, maybe even 6 turns. Just pull the wire like that and it'll come off. Sometimes it's tricky in the back, it'll spin. Just hold your finger on it and pull. And run the rest of that on there. Okay, slide that forwards all the way. Helps seat the bead as well, make it look all sitting up like that. I'm using 8/0 tan thread, but you can do it with a lot of different colors. It doesn't matter too much. You could even do orange, get a little bit of a hot spot pink to really make that pink stand out. Anything like that. So I'm going to come back to where the barb would be in the bent, just above where the very back of the barb would end, and let my thread hang right there. Take that off. And then this is a really important material here. We're going to use sulky, which is a special thing you can buy at Joann Fabrics. It's great material. It's great for all kinds of ribbing. It's basically like a crystal flash deal, but it's just a little bit more durable. It's metallic, so it can take a beating a little bit harder. Just place that in, tie it in just like you would any other ribbing or collar. Ribbing. Yeah, sulky. And this is in the silver. It's called sliver metallic. It's just a pearl color. But yeah, Joann's Fabric, any place like that, this is one of my favorite fly tying materials out there. And then what I'm going to do, once I've got that tied in nice and secure, because it does tend to slip out because it is kind of slick. This is just some hairs here or squirrel dubbing. I like better just because it's a little bit, has those big guard hairs in it, and it'll kind of make it spiky and real buggy looking, which is what we're going for with this. Just kind of an imitative pattern. It doesn't look like anything in particular. Just spin that on the thread. Keep your loops pretty tight, or your deal pretty tight. But you do want it to be a little bit loose and buggy, so. Nice thing about this fly is it's quick, easy, simple, and I don't like spending a ton of time on flies. So start winding that up. Just looking for that cigar-shaped body. The body taper is going to be really important on this fly. It definitely makes a difference in how many fish you'll catch with it.
Let's talk about it. So what are you doing?
So right now, I just wound that dubbing up, making that nice, easy body.
Will you put more dubbing on the bottom part of the...
I'll kind of make a cigar, long, really extended cigar-shaped dubbing noodle on the thread to wind it on with, and then so it kind of ends up being this kind of cigar shape or baseball bat shape that you guys can see now. And then what I'll do, take that sulky, try to do 5 or 6 turns. I like 5 the best, but it doesn't matter terribly. Wind that in, one on either side like this, and then really important with the sulky, just to lock it in, is go around it once with the thread like that, if you guys could see that, and then lock that down and come in on either side of it like that, same way. We're almost done here.
Camera's about to run out of battery too.
We're gonna take a piece of CDC like this, and just pull the bottom bits off.
Hold it up. Yeah,
and
right there. Hold it there for a second.
You can kind of see how I've readied the feather. I'm going to take it tie it in by the fat part at the bottom. It's just a little easier and quicker to do it this way. You don't have to mess around with that fragile tip. And then I'll clip off this excess piece here, the stem. And I like a pair of dubbing sorry, hackle pliers for this part.
Do you like CDC more than doing like a regular partridge soft collar on there?
Much better. I think it just has a lot more movement to it.
The CDC does.
Yeah, it's got a nice, pulled out. It's got a lot more movement to it. It's got a bit more natural, flowy color to it. It's like a gray dun color.
Do you always use hackle pliers?
I like to. It just makes it a little bit easier, but you don't really have to. So then, see, I've got a bunch of these fibers sticking out in the front. I like to just stroke them back. And I took about 1.5, 2 turns on that.
With the CDC?
Yep. Trim off that tip there. Now I'll just stroke everything back one more time. Give it 1, 2, 3. Just make sure it's a little firm. You don't want to pull too hard so you don't break your thread. And then 2, 3 to 5 turn whip finishes. Trick to whip finishing sometimes, and it will make it a little bit more durable, is when you whip finish. 1, 2, 3. Come up to the top of the hook like this, and bring it right down on top, and slide it out. And it'll just make it a little bit more durable that way. Less likely to come undone. Nice and firm. Snip it off.